And happy birthday, Canada, and happy birthday, Windsor. Welcome to the 34th edition of the International Freedom Festival Canada Day Parade here in downtown Windsor. I'm Dale Molnar along with Patty Handysides, and it's a great day for parade. It's a beautiful day. Come on down. We're expecting about 20,000 people here. And Patty, what do we have in the parade today?
Well, Dale, we have 91 entries expected today in the parade, and we've got Chris Laurie, of course, Windsor's favorite son, bobsled racer, who will be the honorary grand marshal. And we've got lots of great bands, and we've got some wonderful costumes we've seen kind of parading up and down the street already, kind of practicing their marching.
We've got both flags.
And we've got
today.
the flags. We've got lots of people on the street with flags, and we've got our balloons behind us that will be released during the parade, all Canadian flags on them. It's going to be just gorgeous.
Fabulous parade. Of course, the theme this year is Windsor's Centennial. Stay with us for more of the International Freedom Festival Parade. To the International Freedom Festival Parade. It's a great day, isn't it, Patty?
It's beautiful out here, Dale. This is absolutely gorgeous. You know, I was watching the Weather Channel on cable this morning, and they were saying back 125 years ago in this part of the country, it was similar weather to this. Really clear skies, breezy, warm. So here we are 125 years later celebrating Canada's birthday and enjoying absolutely gorgeous weather.
We just got word a couple of minutes ago that the parade is underway. And I think I can see it all the way down the street down there. It looks like, what would you say, it's down to about, Erie Street in Olette by now, I think?
Yeah, it'd be, kind of see the flashing lights down there of the lead cars, probably about 4 or 5 blocks from us now. The streets are packed, just lined with people. This is a tremendous day. Tons
of people selling balloons, Canada Day flags, and of course, the 100th anniversary of Windsor as a city. The Centennial flag is out there. People are waving them all over the place. You see some people right here on the street. Great big flag down there. And the parade is underway. It's just not right at our viewing post right now. We're at Tuscarora in Olette by the judges' stand. And we've got a lot of great things happening in this parade today. This year's Grand Marshal is Olympic bobsledder Chris Laurie, who's from Windsor here. And also we've got several other sports celebrities from the past, and of course a lot of favorites like several bands and other politicians in the parade and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Okay, right now we're going to go down to Veronica Mancini, who's checking in with some of the people who are celebrating Canada Day Parade here at the parade.
Happy birthday, Canada, and happy birthday, Windsor. I'm here live on the parade route chatting with some guests here. Now we're here with the Henry family that are all the way here from Guelph. So whose idea was to come here to Windsor to view the parade?
Oh, we come down every year. It's my hometown.
And now, how did you find trouble parking, that is?
No, it's been pretty good. We came down early. We've been here about almost an hour now.
So you've been patiently waiting for the floats and everything to arrive?
Yes, we are.
And how about the children? Are they excited about this?
Yeah, I am.
And how about you?
Yeah.
And what favorite part of the parade do you like?
I like the floats.
And how about you? I guess he's a little too shy. How about you?
I like the clowns.
The clowns?
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's it for now then. Dale and Patty, back to you.
Thanks, Veronica. And of course, here we are. It's a beautiful day on Olette Avenue. The parade is going to go down Olette Avenue north towards Riverside Drive and then hang a left and go to the Art Gallery of Windsor. And of course, after the parade, there's all kinds of activities happening today, like the I can never say this. Waitress relay.
Race.
You could do it as Elmo Fudd. Waitress relay race.
And then the Great Bed Race.
That's right, the Great Bed Race is today. And of course, this year, if anyone has ever seen Gord Harding, who's the Commissioner of Public Works, he has been growing this huge beard. Mm-hmm. He's like Santa Claus. He looks like Rumpelstiltskin.
For anyone who's been watching City Council on Monday nights, you always see him and wonder why is he looking like this?
That's right. It's because of the Centennial beard growing contest, and that's going to be judged today as well. And of course, they're going to have a big Centennial cake down at the Centennial family picnic down at Dia Park today. So it's going to be a great day. And of course, rounding off this fantastic day, Canada's 125th birthday will be the fireworks tonight.
Fireworks, yes, of course. And everyone, they're expecting up to 1 million people this year to head down to the riverbanks on both the Canadian and American sides to watch it. And of course, the majority of them on the Canadian side. And it's a good thing we have extended riverfront land now for everyone to have a better view.
That's right. And all that parking space that they've had for the Freedom Festival, they won't be allowing any cars parked down there, so you'll have a lot of chance to come down with your lawn chairs and get a really good view of the fireworks this year.
You know, Dale, what I've noticed along the parade route here, too, is so many Canadian flags, more than I've ever noticed at a Freedom Festival parade before. I think people are really taking this to heart, and the Canada birthday, and it's really great to see all the flags and all the balloons with the Canada flags on them, and everyone in red and white. This is great. I believe Veronica's got some friends down on the street. Veronica?
Moving G-strings.
Say hello, John. Back to you. Go look around for some other fans.
Thanks very much, Veronica. Just talking to one of the fine people who are joining us today with the parade. The parade is nearing our vantage point here at Tuscarora and Olette. We think it should be here in, about 3 or 4 minutes or so. It won't be too long before we...
I would say it's coming up pretty quickly.
That's right, before we start to see folks in the parade. Some of the people who you'll be seeing today are Toots Moretsky. He's a 1936 Olympic silver medalist in basketball, and I was just talking to one of the organizers of the Freedom Festival here today, and he tells me that that was the only time that Canada has ever won a medal in a Summer Olympics back in 1936 as a team sport.
Wow.
The only team that ever won a medal since then. So maybe we could change that this year.
Yeah, maybe he'll bring good luck by being in the parade today and bring good luck to our team a few weeks from now in Spain.
Yeah, that's right.
I think it's also a good time to remind our viewers, Dale, that while we are live here at the parade today, the broadcast will also be on Friday at 8 p.m., July 3rd, and next Wednesday at 7 p.m. So you can watch it again if you had favorite parts, or if you missed a bit while you ran out of the room today, you can catch it again Friday and again next Wednesday.
It's always good, you know, for the people who are in the parade, you know, if you're in this parade, you're out there marching in it, you're sweating, you don't get a chance to see the rest of the parade. So
that's right.
This is a chance for those folks to see themselves on TV and watch themselves celebrating Canada's 125th birthday. A lot of Americans here on the street today. I'd like to say welcome to Canada, and glad to have you with us to enjoy the parade with us today.
We have a particularly good vantage point being right by the judges' stand, because that means all the bands and everyone will perform right in front of us. And we're guaranteed a good seat today. And we've got our judges sitting just to the left of us on Olette. Right now they're getting their pictures taken for the Freedom Festival souvenir book. And the chief judge is Donald C. Larkin, who's president of the Windsor Credit Bureau, Barry Hansen, who's president of Barry Hansen's Financial Services, Vern Harvey, president of Vern Harvey's Photography, and Jim Cornette from the Windsor Star are the judges today, and they'll be making those decisions at the end of the parade as to who was the best band, who had the best float, and everything that everyone who participates in the parade can't wait to hear how they did.
It's so hard to judge sometimes who's the best. A lot of great floats, a lot of great entries today. Got 91 entries in today's parade.
Wow, it's going to be a good parade.
Also, our own Dominic Papa will be calling the shots over these, emceeing on the judges' stand today. So we'll probably be getting some shots of him throughout the parade. He's one of the people taking part in today's festivities, as we are today. We're just awaiting the beginning of the parade. It's only a block away from us now, as you can see. The Windsor Police leading the parade here. A lot of people waving flags, enjoying Canada Day.
We've got some birds joining in. It looks like every once in a while in a shot on the TV we see some seagulls low flying. Of course, there's all kinds of goodies down here, vendors with their hot dogs and popcorn, and the Freedom Festival Committee was giving away small flags along the parade route. They've been giving away Canada flags and the Centennial logo flags. So everyone along the parade route has little flags to wave, and it's just tremendous to see the spirit out today for Canada's 125th.
I'd like to also thank Rose City React for all their help today. They're helping to organize the parade, and they're the ones that get people in line and tell us what's coming up. And they'll be in the parade as well today.
And they are a real help. They help out at each parade, React does, getting it organized. Because when you think of it, 91 entries is a lot of work to make sure everyone's in their proper place, in their proper order, so that we know who they are coming down the street. And but React also does a lot of other community events, including when we have the big snowstorms in the winter. React's always the people who get doctors and nurses to the hospitals when they're snowed in. They're a tremendous team of volunteers, and always looking for people to join their club.
That's right. And you know, we're going to be seeing the Lord Mayor of Coventry coming up today in today's parade too. He's come all the way from Coventry, which is England's automotive capital. He's has a full itinerary of these guys scheduled this week.
Yes, and from what I understand, he's already having a really good time in Windsor. He loves the weather, he says. And he's been mayor of Coventry for over 30 years. So I guess he's having a good visit with our Windsor, Mike Hurst, our Windsor Mayor Mike Hurst, who's just in his first term and learning a little bit about being a mayor from someone who's been there for more than 30 years.
Next to him is Bert Harvey, president of Bert Harvey's Commercial Photography.
We've got the parade now just a couple hundred feet from us now. The first thing coming up we have is police cruisers to start off the parade, followed by some of our friendly patrol police in Windsor who are on their mountain bikes. Windsor now has a team of Windsor police who ride mountain bikes in different neighborhoods to create a friendly atmosphere and show that they're on the streets and having a chance to talk to everyone.
That's right. They just opened the East End Community Patrol just over the weekend over
Right.
on Forest Glade Plaza, Forest Glade Drive, at Tecumseh Road. And this first car you see here with the Windsor Police, this parade is being led by the Windsor Police Service Auxiliary Branch. This vehicle is driven by the Auxiliary Sergeant Deneen Linton, who is in charge of setting up traffic control for this year's parade. And accompanying him is Auxiliary Inspector Roger Damphouse. Riding behind them is the Windsor Police Auxiliary Bicycle Team who patrol the city's parks.
The police on their mountain bikes look awful comfortable in their riding shorts and their helmets with the slats for air to circulate. They look quite comfortable out here and being able to ride along on their bikes down the street. And they look like they're having a great time.
Yeah, well, and those little yellow boxes you see on the back of their bicycles are first aid kits.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's right.
We have the Windsor Police pipe in. There goes the balloons.
There's a balloon release going on right now. That's from Seneca Balloons. Larry and Marion Rykoff are the joint owners of the balloon company.
And they let loose 125 balloons, red and white, with the Canadian flag on the balloons as a symbol of celebrating Canada's 125th birthday.
This, of course, is the Red Knights, Blue Knights. I've got red on my mind today because it's. Okay, now this is Windsor's Police Chief Jim Atkin and his family. That's his daughter Tammy Atkin, who does some volunteering with us here at Cable 11.
We have the International Freedom Festival banner. Just in case anyone didn't know why they were here today, we now know it's the Freedom Festival Canada Day Parade.
Here we have the Royal Canadian Naval Association. The Navy is and always has been regarded as the senior service, something we're proud of. The Color Party and Color Guard consist of 16 men, several of whom served in the Canadian or British Navies during World War II. An organization active in the sponsorship of minor and amateur sports. Proud sponsor of the Royal Canadian Sea Cadet Corps, Agamemnon, who incidentally were just adjudicated the best corps in Canada this year.
They've got the Canadian flag, the USA Stars and Stripes Union Jack Ontario flag, the Naval White Ensign Club flag, and the City Windsor flag. Coming up behind them, Dale, we have the Windsor Optimist Youth Band. In its 26th year of operation, a combination of a brass and reed concert and jazz band. The Windsor Optimist is made up of about 75 people, ranging in ages from 8 to 20 years. And the Windsor Optimist Youth Band is being led by Drum Major Angelique Zawane.
Now we have Olympic bobsledder Chris Laurie, who was born in Windsor. He's the leader of Team Canada in this year's Winter Olympics. The team enters its 8th season with the national squad as a 3rd-ranked driver in the world overall, as well as in the 2-man and 4-man competitions. And although he didn't successfully defend his World Cup 4-man title last season, he still had an outstanding year, displaying the consistency which makes him a medal favorite in the upcoming Olympics. Hi, Chris.
Now coming up, we have the Polish Song and Dance Ensemble Tatry of Windsor. And they're celebrating their 20th anniversary this year. Presented here today are 18 of the group's 88 members. And they're wearing 4 different costumes depicting the diverse geographical and cultural regions of Poland. The Tatry dancers perform annually at the Carousel of Nations, as well as schools, libraries, and other local events. And they're absolutely beautiful today. What beautiful
Great costumes.
Down the street as the Tatry dancers pass us now.
Okay, here's Rick Hamilton, the president of the International Freedom Festival this year. And of course, Rick was born and educated in Winnipeg, Manitoba. This year is president of the Windsor Detroit International Freedom Festival. He's a self-employed businessman and freelance broadcaster in Windsor with CKLW Radio.
That's right.
Incidentally, we'll be broadcasting the fireworks tonight, I understand?
Yes, our FM station will be broadcasting the music and simulcast for the fireworks. Rick is well known around the city for his contributions to many, many groups, and it's his 2nd year as chairman of the International Freedom Festival on the Windsor side. A lot of hard work for anyone who's seen some of the work that goes into doing the Freedom Festival. Hello, Rick. We have the Via Italia group coming up the street, and they're sponsors of the following Tim Hortons Kiwanis Cavaliers band behind them.
This year, the Kiwanis Cavaliers continue to go beyond the traditional show and present crowd-appealing quality productions. And they perform music by composer-arranger Danny Elfman, whose TV and movie themes emote darkness, mystery, and humor with a unique writing style.
Interesting choice of music, Dale, for them to pick. Danny Elfman music is the Batman themes and the Beetlejuice themes and all the great movies that make the big dollars at the theaters.
I've seen these guys perform over in Plymouth, Michigan. I saw them perform last year at a drum and bugle corps competition, and they're really excellent.
Spectacular costumes. Really a standout here on 11. Coming up now, Dale, is the Peace Lutheran Church entry into the parade this year. Celebrating with your soul is the theme of the Peace Lutheran Church in this year's parade. The front stained glass windows depict growth of Peace Lutheran congregation from this chapel in 1942 to its present-day house of worship. It was erected in 1957. And even though it's only 50 years old, it wants to celebrate the century with the great city in which it's situated. And as they say, they give God glory as they celebrate his love for Windsor.
Very colorful. Everybody's having a great time here.
Coming up now, we see, Dale, it's Irving Toots-Moretsky, the 1936 Olympic silver medalist in basketball. Here's hoping he's bringing good luck to this year's Canada's Olympic teams.
And following Toots is Les Papillons, a group of Francophone girls between the ages of 5 and 15 years old. And they've been in existence since 1979, twirling as well as marching together. We can't forget the 6 boys who carry the banners and the flags for Les Papillons either.
Here we have the Bell River High School Have a Noble Birthday entry in the parade. This float was designed and built by Angela Pinsonneau and Jen Welch with the help of Bell River District High School Student Parliament.
Following the float is AM 580 CKWW. They're riding in a 1966 Thunderbird convertible. Look at that beautiful car.
Beautiful.
I judged the Wheels of Freedom a couple of weekends ago and had a car just like that, and there was a fantastic. In the car we saw Betty Williams Salgado, who was Windsor's Centennial coordinator in 1954 when Windsor celebrated the 100th anniversary as a village. Coming up next, we have the Valkyrie Business and Machines. Valkyrie Business and Machines salutes Canada's 125th birthday with this banner. They sponsor the band of Kingsville and Essex Associated Band coming up later on down the street, I see. I was in this band for 4 years. I played trombone and marched in many of these parades, and it was a lot of fun. That's right, we went all over the place in Michigan and whatnot.
So you know the what's involved in marching down the street.
That's right.
Parade.
Wind, rain, cold weather, you name it.
Well, luckily today is a nice day, although the sun is out and it's warm, but there's a nice breeze, and I think that probably helps people in the long walk on a parade route.
Yeah, actually it was a lot windier, before, and luckily we, just as I speak.
Just as you say it, the wind picks up.
Yeah, that's right.
But it keeps everyone cool along the parade route.
And you can see there's thousands of people down here today, lining Olette Avenue for the parade. It's moving its way northward on Olette, down to Riverside Drive, we're hanging left, west on Riverside Drive to the Art Gallery. It's about 2 hours today we're expecting. Here comes the Kingsville Essex Associated Band. The band is currently in its 55th year of performance. It's comprised of people from 6 to 60 years of age. Not only do they march in local festivals, they also perform in concerts each year. Every fall, the classes are set up for people wishing to join them, continuing to have fun. And I believe the director of the band is still Anthony Malikowski.
As the parade's coming up the street towards our booth where we're sitting watching the parade, a good time to mention that a lot of work went into this parade. A lot of volunteers have spent hours. Well, they start meeting again tomorrow for next year's parade. It's a lot of work in putting together a parade. And Lucente is the chairperson this year. It's her second year as chairperson. And many committee members with her. And of course, they'd like to thank many of the car dealerships in Windsor who supplied cars today to wheel through the celebrities and all our famous people of Windsor who were in the parade.
We saw a massive limo here just a little while ago. Thought maybe the Queen had joined us.
Maybe she snuck away from Ottawa for a quick peek at our parade.
Come on, folks, let's hear it for the Kingsville District Association Band.
associated band playing a tune from Phantom of the Opera. I like the uniforms. We had to wear really hot uniforms. They were purple and yellow, and they had these plastic hats. And
They thought it through more carefully since you left the band.
that's right. I tell you, we would at least sweat off at least 15 pounds in a parade like this. And they probably still do, but they look a
Well,
lot.
if they do, they go put it back on by having some of the cake for Canada's birthday down the river when the parade's done.
That's right. They'll dive into it, actually. Here comes
Coming
the
up the street,
Canadian
we have the Canadian Red Cross Society. Founded in 1896, their programmers are made possible by the voluntary services and financial support of the Canadian people. The workers in today's parade represent some of the many services offered at the Windsor, Essex County branch of the Canadian Red Cross. Of course, blood services, which Red Cross is mainly known for, but the Red Cross provides so many other services, a non-political group. First aid, CPR training, emergency services, and that's Buddy Blood Drop, a favorite mascot of the Red Cross.
And now Denise Benning, a native Windsorite. Denise Benning began skating in the Canadian novice pairs in 1984, throughout onto the World Championships in 1986. Yes, she's done Windsor proud. She's won 2 bronze and 3 silver medals while placing in the 6th in the 1988 Winter Olympics. Denise has retired now from amateur skating, is currently working on the Human Kinetics degree at the University of Windsor. There she is. Coming up next, Windsor District Credit Union Chapter. The Hands and Globe is an international symbol recognizing credit unions throughout the world. The figures on the globe represent family. The hands mean call within. The globe means credit unions worldwide. Thus, credit unions are helping people meet their financial needs, and the credit unions are formed by these very people. The globe is covered with $2,000 from ARC Industries, showing that credit unions are community involved with the disabled. One of the more colorful floats we've seen so far in today's
And loudest. The truck's horn is pretty loud, and you see people getting startled as it comes up the road.
It looks like a big birthday cake. I just can't keep my mind off that big birthday cake.
I think we're going to have to head down there after the program,
yeah.
after the parade's done, and join everyone else. Now we see the Windsor Minor Lacrosse Association, not only an entry in the Canada Day Parade, but the Windsor Minor Lacrosse Association is also the main Freedom Festival associated event. 30 teams coming in throughout Ontario, ranging from age groups 9 to 19, and the total enrollment for this year's tournament is 350. And they're pretty vocal today, chanting out their cheers. They're booing other teams.
Now here's somebody. And now Michael Hurst, Mayor of Windsor, is being driven in a horse-drawn carriage here down Olette Avenue. Mike Hurst was born and raised right here in Windsor. He lived in the Remington Park section of the city where he attended Gilmore Public School, and I think Veronica Mancini is going to talk to him. Veronica?
Beautiful horse and carriage that the mayor's with. If you come downtown Windsor any given night of the week, you'll see horse-drawn carriages that you can get a ride in travel around downtown, it's great to see a lot of tourists and hotels taking that on. And
now
seeing
here's
downtown.
Don Ewart, the Lord Mayor of Coventry, and his wife Mary following behind him. As we said, he's here to pay an official visit from Windsor's automotive capital in England.
Coming up, we have the Country Note Cloggers. And of course, we know we'll hear noise as they pass us, Dale. The club started about 6 years ago with a dozen dancers. They've grown to over 200 members. They range from 7 years young to any age over 7 years, up to 70. The performances include state fairs, the Detroit Downtown Hoedown, and, well, I think you can get the picture from this.
Coming up next is Mito Martinello. He's the head coach of the Detroit Turbos, the one-time world champions. Now, he was born and raised in Windsor, and he's a real booster of lacrosse in this area. He popularized the event in this area. He's now involved in all training sessions, such as the director of camp operations. He's also coached in other championship teams as well. He's head coach of two-time Canadian junior champions, member of the Detroit senior champions. He's named MVP in the championship series, and three-time scoring leader in Canadian Senior Lacrosse League. He was Coach of the Year in 1975 in the Canadian Professional League and 12 NCAA finals. And he was also joined with his son Terry Martinello also. The Windsor chapter of the Muscular Dystrophy Association coming up next. It's one of 29 chapters across Canada. Windsor's primary function is to raise funds to support research projects in the area of neuromuscular disorders and to provide services and equipment for MD clients. There are currently 60-some persons, children and adults, living in the Windsor-Essex County area registered with the association as MD clients. The chapter members are available to assist individuals, local groups, and businesses in the planning and organization of events to support MD. 1992 will mark the 20th year the Windsor chapter has operated a pledge center for the annual Jerry Lewis Telethon on Labor Day weekend.
Coming up, we have the Emerald Knights Drum Corps, and they're sponsored by Elias Delicatessen of downtown Windsor. The Emerald Knights were formed in the fall of 1981. They're a non-profit charitable organization who've won many competitions and awards throughout their years of operation. Last year, the Knights became both provincial and national B class champions. They're under the field direction of drum major Leanne Jeans, and their corps director is Bob Ohm.
And here's the Heart and Stroke Rubber Ducky. There he is. It's the largest rubber ducky I've ever seen. The Heart and Stroke Rubber Ducky race will be held Sunday, July 12th. And these rubber duckies will be taken to the Detroit River to compete for over $10,000 in prizes. All proceeds of the race will go to the Heart and Stroke Foundation to help in their education and research programs aimed at improving your odds against Canada's #1 killer.
And
Yeah,
with them, they have Miss Lindsay Phillips, the Princess of Hearts. And of course, anyone who's ever been down to see the let-off of the rubber duck race on the Detroit River, it's fabulous to see all those little rubber duckies floating down the river trying to escape. It really is a great charitable cause and a great raffle to get in on.
Coming up now is a group of disabled athletes representing the Italian-Canadian Handicapable Association. They're all decked out in red shirts like I am today, celebrating Canada Day, and waving the Italian and Canadian flags, and also the flag of the Special Olympics as well. Oh, some of the balloons are getting away on them, too. And look at the
Oh, we have
clown.
a wayward clown.
A wayward clown. Mugging it up here in the parade. Next up, we have Days Gone By. It's their theme this year for Balloons and More. The float was inspired by Windsor's CAW Local's 50th anniversary. Look at the balloons. It's all balloons.
That is beautiful.
That's amazing. Now, the car that you see there is from a Ford file photo, and a lot of imagination by the Balloons and More staff went into depicting this exacting likeness. They like to say, happy 100th birthday, Windsor. What do you think that is, a Model A?
It looks a bit like a Model A.
Model A
Just
or
a
Model T?
fabulous float. What a really imaginative idea.
Next up, we have John Upham, who was born right here in Windsor. His early baseball career was with the Detroit Amateur Baseball Federation. He was drafted by the Philadelphia Phillies organization in 1959 as a pitcher and outfielder, and went to first spring training in 1960 and assigned to a AAA league, drafted by Chicago Cubs from Philly in 1965 as an outfielder. After his pro career, John has been involved with the Canadian men's national baseball team as a coach and presently its manager.
We have one incredible entry coming up the street now.
It's huge.
Just huge. It's a good thing there's no overhead wires down this stretch of Olette Avenue. We have the Big V Drugstore's Crusader.
There
And
he
it's their
is.
mascot, the Crusader, and he's huge, a huge inflatable, the kind you see in the Macy's Day Parades. And there's a huge crowd of people hanging on him, trying to keep him under control. This breeze, I'd imagine, coming down the street is making things a little difficult to hang on to him. For years now, this pudgy, fun-filled, lovable character has been part of many community events throughout Ontario. He's a definite crowd pleaser, and he's especially loved by children. He's getting pretty close to them. As you can see, the 35-foot helium-filled Crusader is being controlled by over 18 volunteers. Big V Drugstores wishes you all a happy Canada Day.
And they're big boosters of Canada Day for many years.
Those the big inflatables really are a crowd pleaser when they come down the street. I think not just so much because they're so huge, but they're so uncontrollable. People hanging onto the ropes are trying to keep them in a straight line coming down the street. He just wants to go with the breeze. And of course, we all remember a couple of years ago in Detroit, the Thanksgiving Day Parade, where the penguin escaped.
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
floated over the city and landed on the Canadian side of Lake St. Clair.
I thought that was April Fool's Day. You know, when I heard on the radio that morning, a penguin has escaped, it's flying over Windsor. It sounded something from Batman or something.
It does. Oh, they're spinning him around now.
Wow.
Oh, it's like a big aerobic exercise for the people on the ground.
Let's see if we can make him wave.
Yeah. Perhaps somebody pulling a string with his hand.
Hey, have you been down to see the bungee cord jumpers down there?
Yes, I have.
Just kind of reminds me of that for some reason. I don't know why. Just
Well, now they have to kind of negotiate them around the flagpoles. There really is a fine art to this, isn't there, of making one of these, making their way down the street with one of these.
it's coming right by us now.
Whoops, he's caught.
I wonder if I can give him the high five. We're up high enough, you know. I might be able to do that.
Let's hope they keep a little way away from us and don't knock us off our perch.
They made it. They made it. They did it.
Maybe next year for the tug-of-war across the river, that we could tug the inflatables.
That's right. We have clowns here in the parade making their way down the parade route.
Following the Big V Drugstore.
Boy, those are the brightest iridescent outfits I've ever seen.
Where do you get that many outfits all the same?
Holy.
1992 Centennial Celebration Committee is submitting the first ever City of Windsor float in this parade today.
More clowns as part of the Big V entry in this parade.
Years of transportation. This was chosen
Very
because of
colorful.
growth and development that occurred in Windsor because of transportation.
Here's the Come Celebrate With Us Centennial banner. Here's a bunch of folks who have been working really hard to bring us the Centennial celebrations this year. And one of them is Margaret Williams down there, who's counselor in Ward 1. She served as president of the International Freedom Festival before, from 1988 to 1990. There we see Wayne Lessard.
Wayne Lessard, and we've got a lot of the politicians not in cars this year. They're
No,
being
they're all-
made to walk along the route.
They're all hoofing
We've got
it.
Herb Gray getting a hug from somebody out of the crowd.
Herb Grayson.
Actually, that looks like Joe Crouchman
Joe
from the Windsor
Crouchman.
Homeless Coalition, giving all his favorite politicians a hug. You think Joe's campaigning again? Getting a start on it?
Joe's always counting.
Howard McCurdy's down in the crowd, we see. Oh, there's Howard leading chants. Howard's always getting the crowd going. We've got Stephen Langdon, and we've got some Tom Toff and Jacob Cassidy and
Dave Cook.
we've got Dave Cook down there. Boy, a whole crowd of them. It's just unusual. They always get rides, and now they have to walk the
And of
parade
course,
route.
we also saw Oscar Fleming there, Windsor's first mayor. Giselle Saganen, who's the chairperson of the Centennial Committee.
And here's Howard still chanting the crowd on. You can never say Howard is not a Canada booster.
He's got several Canadian flags, too. And Giselle Zagan riding there in
And
this open-air trolley, I guess it's called, from Heritage Village.
Lucky getting the ride. They're the easy ride. You know, the mobile museum that's also in the parade is Mayor Mike Hurst gave it a glowing recommendation the other day and said this is a fabulous museum, traveling museum to take a look at. So everyone should get a chance while the Freedom Festival's on to take a look through the tribute to 100 years of transportation, the Mobile Transportation Museum. It'll be going around to schools later on.
Okay, we have a Mr. Tootsie Roll walking along here. He looks pretty sweet. Knights of Columbus, number 4386. And it's been 500 years since Columbus discovered the New World. Holy Family Council 4386 celebrates 500 years since Columbus arrived. And they're giving out Tootsie Rolls.
Oh, we're too high up to get them, aren't we? Wow, somebody's giving out fireworks as well.
Wow. And those Tootsie Rolls, of course, they go to benefit mentally handicapped in the community.
The Tootsie Roll campaign is always a favorite of mine, yeah. Get
Yeah,
a
I
little
know.
money and get some candy.
And of course, we see a world depicting, it looks like the Nina, the Pinta, or Santa Maria. This float kind of looks like. And here comes sports celebrity Reno Bertoya. Born and raised in Windsor, Reno Bertoya is presently teaching at Holy Names Secondary School, but he was signed with the Detroit Tigers in 1953 as a $25,000 bonus baby. Reno played in 612 major league games, more than any other area athlete.
Now coming down the street, we see some familiar characters from commercials. It's the Ronald McDonald characters. There's the Hamburglar, of course. And Ronald coming up behind on roller skates.
Here we now have coming the Ronald McDonald characters along with Ronald himself. These fun-filled characters are greeting everyone, making every child's day an enjoyable one.
Well, I don't see the Hamburglar trying to steal anyone's food off the side of the road, so I guess we saved today.
I wonder if he'll be delivering pizza, just like that. Would you let that guy deliver you a pizza?
Would you want to greet him at your door after dark?
And Ronald McDonald is rollerblading down the street. It's a
He's pretty good at it.
A rollerblading Ronald McDonald. Watch it, Ronald. You're gonna hit by the truck.
Where's his knee
Come
pads
on,
and
everybody
helmet?
say hi, Ronald.
We just took part in McHappy Day about a month ago. It was June 3rd. We took part of my campaign. You know, it's really a lot harder than it looks. You know, it's a lot harder on the other side of the.
Well, you were in a concert band before. I worked at McDonald's when I was 16, my first job. And you're right, it is a lot harder than it looks, and it sure gives you a good experience at working with the public. And McDonald's does a lot for the community. They contribute a lot to charities, Ronald McDonald Houses, of course the McHappy Days to raise money. Very good organization.
And here's our Trillium Cable 11 banner.
Hooray!
Best wishes from us to you. A happy birthday, Canada, and of course a happy 100th anniversary, Windsor.
The Highland Middle School Scots Marching Band. The Highland Middle School Band has been in existence for 11 years, with over 50% of the student body taking part. Highland, Michigan is very proud of their band.
We have the Highland Middle School Scots Marching Band. They've been in existence for 11 years with over half of the student body taking part. That's a big marching band from a school. Highland, Michigan is very proud of their band and look forward to all the parades and concerts that they participate in. And they're just moving in front of us now and beginning to give us a song.
Let's hear it for them, folks.
By the Turtles. I think it's a good theme song for the Freedom Festival. So happy together.
That's a big band. It's about 80 people in this band. All youngsters. Holy Names High School float. It's the first time that Holy Names has been represented in the parade. On board this decorative craft is the talented Holy Names Choir under the direction of Mrs. Rose Jobin. The construct and design of this craft is by the dedication and hard work of the students at Holy Names. As seen here by this display, Holy Names is the amazing place. And of course they salute Windsor's Centennial. That's the theme of our parade today.
Following them are the Girl Guides of Canada.
We have to see some folks all dressed in period costume, having a great time here at today's parade. Coming up next, the Girl Guides of Canada. They've been part of Windsor's history since 1911. Approximately 2,000 members are active in Windsor in a program of developing skills and values of caring and respect for the environment, community, nation, and the world. The Sisterhood of Guiding is proud to be part of Windsor's Centennial Parade. In Canada, there are 207,438 girl members, ages of 5 and 17.
Royal Canadian Legion Branch 261.
Girl Guides up into the following groups. The Sparks are 5 years old, the Brownies are 6 to 9, Guides are 9 to 12 years old, Pathfinders 12 to 15, Rangers, Cadets, Junior Leaders 15 to 17 years old.
Coming up behind them, we've got the Royal Canadian Legion Branch 261 in their finely pressed kilts. It just isn't a parade without kilts coming down the street.
That's right.
Although I'd be a little nervous with the guy with the sword out front.
I'm sure he won't hurt you. And they're having no trouble keeping those flags flying today.
Not at all.
Well, there's the guy with the fireworks again.
Everyone seems to be taking it out in stride today. Everyone seems to be in a very good mood along the parade route. It's a beautiful day. Couldn't have asked for nicer weather.
They were saying it's going to be cloudy and it was going to be raining and stuff like that. Boy,
Yeah.
I'm glad it didn't materialize. But maybe I
Worried
shouldn't
earlier
say
that-
anything.
Windsor's getting known for its fine weather for parades. Even last year, the Santa Claus parade was beautiful weather.
Yeah,
This
it was,
is the
it was
city.
almost this warm. Actually, it was warmer for the. I think it was warmer for the for that parade than it was for the air show this year.
I think, oh, I'm sure it was, yes. The Royal Canadian Legion's float. So 1A, wishing Canada happy 125th birthday and happy birthday to Windsor.
And that sound we heard before, that familiar sound in every parade. Here it comes, look out,
Whoa!
the Blue Goose!
And you can just wait for it and everyone still jumps with it.
Maybe he can compete with the guy letting off the firecrackers over here. Oh,
I think he has him beat.
he got me. Uh-oh. You know, we're like at eye level with this guy. We're only about 4 feet away from him now.
You know,
Oh!
boy, you can't tell he's having a good time, can you? Look at him up there, just firing rockets as fast as he can get.
The Blue Goose is from Michigan. It's from the suburban Wayne County, Michigan.
I sure hope his headphones are tight so that he's not going deaf sitting up there.
Can you imagine driving this not in a parade? just going out for a toot on a Sunday afternoon.
A nice leisurely drive out Highway 18.
Well, here's the Hotel Dieu of St. Joseph Hospital. It's owned by the Religious Hospitallers of St. Joseph. It was incorporated in 1888, Windsor's first hospital. Centennial Minute here. 104 years ago. Their entry today is past and present, depicts medical advances over a century, and the rich history of this landmark institution, which was founded by Sister Josephine Paquette and Reverend Dean Wagner. The float was designed and put together by several employees from various hospital departments, who in fact have volunteered their time to ensure Hotel Dieu's participation in Windsor's Centennial Year, the International Freedom Festival Parade. Very colorful. Looks like there's some surgeons dancing up there. If we get closer here, we can see what a few of the things on this float are. We got a patient in a bed with some nurses, and
Even the patients look happy on this float.
I believe that's Frida Steele there as the patient in the bed too. It's a Rapid Hotel Dieu hospital float.
With their own Hotel Dieu rap song.
And now Earl Walls is up next. He is a proud son of Essex County. Earl Walls is a former Canadian heavyweight boxing champion. He was from 1952 to 1956. British Empire best and third contender under the great Rocky Marciano for world title. And he's a member of the Canadian Boxing Hall of Fame, having been inducted in 1978. He's also the protagonist of the novel The Road That Led to Somewhere. Of course, his family founded the John Freeman Walls Historic Site out on Puce Road down in Maidstone.
Oh, yeah.
story, the road that led to somewhere is the story of his ancestors' journey from slavery in the United States to freedom in Canada. It's an ancestral homestead in Maidstone Township, now the Freeman Walls Historic Site. It's part of the Underground Railway.
You know, many of the sports celebrities we're seeing in the parade today, they're very heavily involved in the community. Their names pop up with a lot of charitable events, including the annual Windsor Firefighters Sports Celebrity Auction that's seen on Cable 11, usually in February of every year. And they're all involved in raising money in the community, but don't want the profile. They just want to help out in Windsor and Essex County. And today we get a chance to see them and appreciate them and applaud them as they go by.
The Windsor Mocha Oriental Band.
Now we've got the Windsor and District Masons. Freemasonry is the oldest and largest worldwide fraternity dedicated to the brotherhood of man under the fatherhood of a supreme being. As a fraternity, Freemasonry provides an opportunity for men to meet and enjoy friendly companionship in the spirit of helpfulness and brotherly love, and guided by strict moral principles. It does encourage goodwill toward all mankind. Their traditions can be traced directly to the associations of operative Masons, men of outstanding character and high ideals who built the cathedrals, abbeys, and castles of the Middle Ages.
And of course, once again another fixture in the parade, the Windsor Mocha Oriental Band, under the direction of Don Stillman. And these, of course, are the Shriners.
I think there's some participants in that band who could enter the beard growing contest.
I think they'd be disqualified. It has to be a real beard. Coming up behind them are the Easy Riders. They consist of 12 Honda Z50 mini bikes and a cube truck dressed up along with musical horns and a water squirter. So they got those great big water squirters.
One of the mini bikes got away.
Oh no! Looks like we have
like
a
they've had a
collision here with
slight
Easy
accident.
Riders. They're not so easy today, I guess. Oh, there we go. Well, their aim is to make children enjoy a good time and have attenders laugh anyway, so they're about to do their routine here.
A fine salute from the Easy Riders. I think the leader's got a little bit of a motor problem.
I've never seen this before. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
And they're off. Nice job, fellas, and we're always grateful for the work you do in the community. The money that they've raised through the Shrine Circus that goes to the Shriners Hospital in Montreal for crippled children. And their motto is, we ride so that a crippled child may walk.
We also wish Canda and the city of Windsor a very happy birthday.
Well, I'm having a great Canada day so far, are you?
Just tremendous. This is great. We've got a great spot to see the parade to from, but just about everyone does. It's lined pretty thickly along Olette Avenue, but it doesn't seem that anyone's having any hard time seeing the parade, and the sunshine and the cool breeze is just making it perfect. I'm just hoping everyone has a good sunblock on today, because the bright sunshine out today is strong.
This is from the Big Boy Restaurants. So, float celebrating 100 years. Our Centennial here in
It's another
Windsor.
cake, Dale.
That's a great looking cake. A bunch of high-spirited people.
And firecrackers again. Boy, this is just kind of leading up to the fireworks tonight, isn't it? Just giving us a reminder. Although when you think of it, even the Blue Goose isn't nearly as loud as the fireworks on the Detroit River tonight.
Maybe the Blue Goose should go down there and straighten some of the people out after them. Right? Okay, Todd Naden coming up now. Todd Naden was born in Edmonton, Alberta. He's the son of a former Golden Glove boxer who encouraged him to box. He attended Brennan High School here in Windsor, where he played hockey, football, and where he boxed also. Now he qualified for the 1988 Canadian Olympic boxing team as a middleweight, but he had his jaw broken during the trials and could not compete in the Olympics. He turned professional in 1990, fighting in the middleweight division and has had 18 pro fights to date. In June, Todd fought for the junior lightweight championship bout, losing the decision of Willie Ball from the USA, but he's just signed for a rematch to be held in Orillia, Ontario this August. Todd's single and resides in Windsor.
Junior Drum Bugle Corps.
Now it's the Falcon Junior Drum Bugle Corps. And they've got little dogs with them. Little poodles.
Little poodles.
That's kind of neat. Uh-oh, I think she dropped one of the leashes. I hope it
one
doesn't run
walks
away.
itself.
Let's congratulate this group. They've been in the parade for years.
Well, I think they left their bugles at home, though. With just drums and percussion in this band.
Yeah,
but
a
I tell
little
you,
percussion bit at the back. I like.
excellent beat, though. I mean, they've just got the whole crowd snapping their fingers and tapping their feet, and I'm just bopping right here up on the truck. Next up, the Children's Aid Society. Here we have two Children's Aid Societies from Windsor and Essex County. Together, the two agencies have been helping families and children for 150 years. Wow. Currently, there are 375 children in care of the Children's Aid Societies, which need caring families in and nurturing homes. Beautiful old car they have in their entourage here as well.
And we've got the youngest in a little wagon waving the Canadian flag.
Celebrating 150 years of foster parenting. Today we have 15 foster parents and CAS staff walking, including an 8-year-old twins of a foster family.
You know, we just aren't done with the Shriners. They just keep coming. Here we have the Order of Alhambra. There are 2 caravans in Essex County, Windsor, organized in 1948. The Gazera Caravan, with the Grand Commander Gerald Forster. There's approximately 100 members, Sir Nobles. The members' wives are called Sultanas, kind of like the raisins. And also the Garcia Caravan, number 230, McGregor, with the 1982 Grand Commander Marino Santa Rosa, and approximately 35 members of Sir Nobles. The main purpose of the Alhambra is assisting mentally and physically disabled people in any way they can. And of course, I think another main purpose is to make everyone along parade routes smile.
And they certainly are doing that today. And these clowns are not just clowns, they're acrobats.
And the giant fez on the back of the truck.
It's a Fezmobile. It's the Fezmobile.
Folks, you can see a rebroadcast of today's parade Friday.
I was at a circus at Micmac Park last year, the Shrine Circus at Micmac Park, and they even have little plastic protectors for their fez when it's raining outside.
Do they really?
Fits right over the fez so that the hats don't get ruined, but they don't take those hats off no matter rain or shine.
Boy, look at that water
And
squirter he's got.
Super soaker.
He better not get me. Actually, we could use that right
now. He's getting our
now.
camera crew. Well, the sun's out today, so it's not bad getting a little water today.
Let's hear it for the Alhambra. The Alhambra.
Oh, more guys with big swords.
I hope those swords aren't as sharp as they look. Well, if I was the balloon vendor today along the street, I'd be worried about the guys with the swords.
Oh, he's got him. It's the crazy clown.
I can hear kids shouting in the crowd, "I want to get wet." But I think their mothers and fathers are looking forward to being squirted.
They have a mascot here now. It's a little camel, the Alhambra. I can't pronounce that. Guzera, I guess his name is.
Oh!
Did he get you?
Yes, he did. He wasn't even looking, just kind of squirted the gun.
Here's the Live Energy Dance Theater. They're a self-supporting semi-professional dance company for boys and girls, age 10 to 18. And boy, they look fantastic. Just jumping with energy here on the Canada Day Parade. Now this is a new and innovative concept in the performing arts for young people who may not necessarily wish to make a career for themselves in the dance world, but still wish to enjoy the involvement of belonging to a dance company. Looks like we have some ballet out there, some jazz dancing perhaps. Certainly athletic anyway. I couldn't do this.
Well, I guess it would depend on how you'd look at the tights.
Yeah. Kind of like that clown that was squirting us with the big squirter. That's how I do.
Let's give the Live Energy Dance Theater a round of applause. The Lebanese community would also like to wish Windsor and Canada a very happy birthday.
Here we have the Lebanese community here, waving Canadian flags and carrying the flag of Lebanon and wearing very colorful costumes. And this is a veritable carousel of nations in this parade as well.
It sure is.
You know, I attended the citizenship court this week, Monday, and watched people from Somalia, Ethiopia, the United States, Britain, Czechoslovakia, Poland, all become citizens this year.
Tremendous feeling.
Yes, they do that every year. They have the citizenship court on Canada Day. Herb Gray was there to give them a welcome to Canada here.
I think for those of us who are already Canadian citizens, it's good to see that once in a while. Kind of, gives you a little more pride in your country to see how many people are going to all the work and studying to become a Canadian citizen.
And it reminds us that we're all from somewhere else originally.
That's right.
And this is a very colorful float. Looks like the Ambassador Bridge, depicted in very, what would you call that, garland? Dancers decked out in traditional outfits.
Beautiful costumes.
And with the theme of the float, we love our city of roses, celebrating 100 years.
They've done a great job on that float.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Float.
We're on Freese now from the NHL Minnesota North Stars. He was born in Windsor. A lot of Windsor professional athletes in this parade.
Yes.
It's fantastic seeing all these folks here today. His hockey career began in Riverside Minor Hockey. He played with the Windsor Royals Junior B and was drafted by the Windsor Spitfires Junior A. Ron played left wing and was signed as a free agent with the Minnesota North Stars in the NHL. His 7-year pro career was spent in the NHL and Central Hockey Leagues. Ron and his wife Marianne reside in Windsor with children Jake and Emily. Coming up next, all the way from Edmonton, the Edmonton Crusaders Marching Band. They were formed in 1976 as a recreational community band, and they've been marching in Canadian Band Championships for the last 3 years. They've traveled extensively in Europe and North America.
I'm sure they're glad they're here today. I heard earlier it was raining in Edmonton and a little chilly, so they've got the nice weather here in Windsor.
So far, the band that's traveled the furthest to be with us here today for Canada Day. The Crusaders presently consist of 68 members, of which over half are from area junior high schools in Edmonton, and the remainder are high school students. The band is instructed by Brian Thurgood on percussion, Wade Staples percussion, and Ray Town brass. And this is Little Miss,
We have
Little
the
Miss
Filipino
Pearl.
Federation of Windsor, Little Miss Pearl.
Oh, isn't she cute?
Beautiful costume gown they have on. And a beautifully decorated car with roses and peach ribbons.
And here we have Miss Filipino. I understand we have a Philippine community of about 3,000 people in Windsor, Essex County.
It's amazing. Windsor is the home to so many cultural groups, and it's a good thing to events like the Carousel of Nations give us a chance to really see and taste some of the foods, their specialties, and see the dance groups and the costumes of everyone that lives in our city.
And this float you see coming up right now is from Devonshire Mall, Cambridge Leaseholds, with John Brijno, David Bellamy, and Karen Neforos on the float. Decorated their limousine with their cartoon characters riding in and also walking with it. This represents Devonshire Mall, Tecumseh Mall, University Mall, and the Roundhouse Center, as well as Cambridge Leaseholds. Kind of a little tropical theme here with coconuts and palm trees. Oh, that's still the Filipino Pioneers in Windsor. Oh, I'm sorry. My mistake. We have just a sometimes the script doesn't always match the pictures, ladies and gentlemen. At no time does the script ever leave our hands.
Now you have Cambridge Leaseholds.
We think. This must have been that limo we saw earlier.
people are sure having a good. Well, you know, Dale, didn't I say to you yesterday we needed a Santa Claus parade? You just need to say, "Here comes Santa." Well, here comes
Santa Claus. Here comes Santa Claus. No, wait a minute. It's Gord Harding. He's going to enter the beard growing contest.
And the limousine has on the side 4 great reasons to shop Windsor, and we see Santa. Well, if Santa can shop in Windsor, so can everyone else.
This is the Cambridge leasehold entry, representing Tecumseh Mall, University Mall, Devonshire, and the Roundhouse Center. Now coming up, the St. Clair Beach Optimist Club. This is a 1951 International Harvester outfitted for firefighting by Bickless Seagraves. And it's firefighting right now. Uh-oh.
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 And we have electrical equipment up here.
Please,
Let's hope the water
don't splash us up here. Xena has a unique feature that can pump water while the vehicle's in motion. Oh, good.
Perhaps we should take the microphones off.
We're so
before
glad.
The water.
This historical vehicle is owned and operated by the St. Clair Beach Optimist Club.
Just missed us.
What's that?
He just missed us with the water. That was,
he was threatening.
Close with the
he was threatening.
electrical cords.
This guy must have just got back from China. He's got like I don't know if you can. I don't know if you folks can hear it, but there's somebody letting off firecrackers near where we are. So, and now just coming up behind them.
Department coming up with the Assistant Deputy Chief Doug Day and Chief Rene Cecile, his Deputy Chief Earl Turpin Carroll, riding in command car number 3. And when the Chief Rene Cecile retires shortly, Earl Turpin Carroll will be taking his place and becoming the new Windsor Fire Chief. We also see the command post, a complete computerized information center for the Windsor Fire Department. Most of that command post was donated, including the bus from Transit Windsor, an old bus they were going to get rid of. It's all been fixed up, and it will help them in fighting the big fires, the dangerous and hazardous fires. They can be in constant contact with the Ministry of the Environment and other government agencies to find out exactly what it is that they are fighting in those fires. Inside is a whole computerized room with mobile fax systems and communication systems to keep them in touch with police and ambulance. Behind them we see the squad, which carries the jaws of life. Is manned by 4 personnel.
But not a single truck that can pump water while it's in operation, while it's moving. Thank God.
And coming here we have the engine number 7 manned by a team of 4. This is a completely enclosed new type of fire engine. And it can supply an incredible amount of water. This is a brand new type of fire truck. Windsor's very lucky to have the new equipment that's the latest on the market for firefighting. And it looks a little different. Same color as the rest of the trucks, but a little different, completely enclosed.
It's a very shiny fire truck.
A very shiny fire truck. And you know, the kids along the route love fire trucks. You know, they don't have to do anything but drive down it, and every kid loves a fire truck and to see a firefighter. And this is the squad that unfortunately is called out for use, but we have it using the jaws of life. Then there's 3 antique vehicles in the parade. Firefighting goes back a long, long way to the invention of the automobile and their first trucks. We have engine number 11. The Elcombe engine, which is one of a kind and the only one found on this continent.
Beautiful old vehicles.
And a wayward clown again. And lastly, down the road, an antique ambulance. And that is an antique.
Well, I don't know, that looks like an engine too.
The engines are a little louder in those older trucks.
Gee, funny, that doesn't look like an ambulance. I don't think it is.
I don't see anyone driving the truck.
Oh, it's that clown that's waving over there.
We should remind the folks not to try this at home.
That's right.
It would take a clown to drive a truck without being in it behind the wheel.
It's a fire truck with a mind of its own.
Former NHL player Mark Riom. Born in LaSalle, Ontario, he attended Assumption High School. He played junior A hockey for Toronto St. Mike's. In a 17-year professional career, Mark played 7 years in the NHL, total of 269 games with Toronto, Detroit, Vancouver, and Montreal.
Completely empty, as you can see now. There is no one in the truck. It's just driving itself down the street.
Okay, coming up next here we have Mark Rio from the NHL Toronto Maple Leafs. He played junior A hockey in Toronto. He was born in LaSalle and attended Assumption High School. In a 17-year professional hockey career, Mark played 7 years in the NHL. That's 269 games with Toronto, Detroit, Vancouver, and Montreal. In 10 years in the American and Western Hockey Leagues, he was named Outstanding Defenseman as well as 3 first-team All-Star selections. Inducted into Windsor, Essex County's Sports Hall of Fame in 1992. Mark and his wife Jane reside in LaSalle, and they're parents of 4 children.
Mark Riom, folks.
Nice day to be in a convertible.
Here we have coming down is the 17th annual Green Giant Corn Festival.
Ooh, and coming into our screen now, we have the Tecumseh Green Giant Corn Festival entry in the parade this year. The 17th annual Green Giant Corn Festival takes place this summer from Thursday, August 27th to Sunday, August 30th. And as we all know, boy, oh boy, can't wait for the fresh corn to come on. And just a reminder of the Corn Festival just gets you thinking about the great corn out there. The Corn Fest is a wonderful event at the end of the summer.
This, of course, is Nibby, the Corn Fest mascot. And their Corn Festival float. It's that Horn of Plenty, I believe, isn't it? We'll see it better as it comes along.
It looks like a feather headdress.
Right, it's the that's what Tecumseh's headdress.
One of the most popular Spitfires ever. Ernie still holds the all-time Ontario Junior Hockey League single-season goal-scoring record of 87 goals.
And Chief Tecumseh.
He was drafted by the Toronto Maple Leafs and turned pro in 1980-81.
Now coming up, we have Ernie Godden of the American Hockey League. Ernie was born in Toronto and attended Keswick High School. He played there he played 2 hockey, Newmarket, then drafted by the Windsor Spitfires. So you may remember him here in the city for junior A hockey. One of the most popular Spitfires ever, Ernie still holds the all-time Ontario Junior Hockey League single-season goal-scoring record of 87 goals in one season. Most Wayne Gretzky ever scored in one season in junior hockey was 81. So Ernie even holds a record over Wayne Gretzky. That's quite an achievement. Kind of like a homecoming parade with even people, old Spitfires, coming back to town.
It is, and I never really realized how many professional sports celebrities we have in this city.
That's amazing.
You can really be proud. Well, here's the 4th degree Knights of Columbus color guard. We have the patriotic degree of the Knights of Columbus. They're a combined unit of the Windsor and Detroit Area Honor Guard. And these people are the visible part of the 4th degree, honoring God and our 2 countries. '500th anniversary of Columbus discovering the New World.
Very colorful display of the Knights of Columbus. Elegant looking costumes with their
4th degree
capes.
Knights of Columbus.
Santa Maria replica. Just cruising down Alette Avenue.
That's about the actual size, too, I believe. It's a pretty small boat that he came over on. Would you rather be sailing right now?
Well, it's pretty nice right here, but sailing I think would be a lovely day. Actually, be a lot of work today.
It's a
Sailing.
great day for us.
It's a good strong breeze.
It'd be a great day to go sailing today. Good stiff breeze out there.
Well, if you can't be on the water, the next best thing is sailing on Alette Avenue.
That's right. You know, they could probably just kill the motor in this thing and just let the sails take over.
That's right. We have the Hilton International Hotel banner, and they are sponsoring an upcoming band that's just making its way down Alette now, but a block away from us yet. The Litchfield Senior High School Marching Band from Minnesota.
Wow, another band from out west.
We've got some travelers today.
Quite a ways.
The Litchfield Senior High School Marching Band has a trademark of being one of Minnesota's finest parade marching bands. The Litchfield Marching Band has been under the direction of Keith Johnson for 29 years and Ken Gustafson for 20 years. They also feature over 160 members. They have traveled to many different places. This year they have traveled to Windsor, Bristol, Rhode Island, and Boston, Massachusetts. The band marches 8 to 10 years.
Here's some of the people taking part in today's festivities. A lot of folks out here with their sunblocks on. It's a great day for a parade. Okay, we're going to have Veronica Mancini talk to some of the people who have joined us today. Veronica?
Oh, I'm here with these little guys, and what's your name?
Eric?
And your name?
Andrew.
So, what do you like about the parade so far?
I like all the floats and that big helium thing.
What helium thing?
The Crusader.
And how about you?
Me too.
And how about you? What do you like about the parade?
Toronto.
You do? So you like the band? Well, that's it. Back to you.
Okay, thanks, Veronica. Coming up now, we have the Litchfield Senior High School Marching Band. This marching band has been a trademark of one of Minnesota's finest parade marching bands. The Litchfield Marching Band has been under the direction of Keith Johnson for 29 years and Ken Gustafson for 20 years. They have traveled to many different places this year. This year they traveled to Windsor, Bristol, Rhode Island, and Boston, Massachusetts. The band marches 8 to 10 Minnesota parade festivals and plans an extended trip each summer during the 4th of July. Let's listen.
So this must be the beginning of their 4th of July trip.
It must be.
Can we have the folks move a little bit closer off to the sides?
Look at the trombones. Wow. Listen to the crowd.
Wow, the crowd loved that band. Great performance.
And what an awesome sound. They had, what, 12 trombones in that band? 12 trombones. Very colorful, too. And now coming up with Bob Pedler's entry in the parade today. Bob Pedler celebrates Windsor's 100 years by building Windsor's future in Southwood Lakes, Windsor's first green community. Bob's giant 17-foot high inflatable lion towers above the parade route, while his walking lion troop entertained the children along the way, it says here.
Another inflatable coming along.
There he is. He's driving in a,
There's
what was
Bob
it?
in the convertible.
Beautiful Thunderbird, too.
A very familiar face around Windsor. Bob's involved in many community events as well as with his real estate business.
All decked out in his Canada Day attire.
And his trademark lions. As long as we've known Bob Pedler, we've known his lions. I guess my first memories are dating back to his first campaign slogans of "Put a lion on your lawn." Since then, Bob's always been a part of parades and community events.
And the Wheels of Freedom. A couple weeks ago, we got to see some nice. I think some of these cars were in the Wheels of Freedom that we see today.
Yeah, Bob has some very nice antique cars. Coming up, we have Edmund Towers School of Dance. It was established in 1980 by sisters Diane Edmonds and Donna Towers Bolahan. This dance studio offers classes in tap, jazz, and ballet starting at age 3. The studio is very proud of their competition team that have competed extensively throughout Canada and the U.S., bringing back to Windsor many first-place trophies and awards. Great costumes on the girls.
I wonder if they're wearing any tap shoes right now. I don't hear anybody clicking down the street.
No tap shoes, they're all in running shoes. A little more comfortable for the parade route, I guess. There's nothing like seeing the enthusiasm of really young dancers.
Yeah.
The smiles on their faces, they're really enthusiastic.
And here we're seeing a demonstration right now. Fantastic job. These are the dancers from the Edmonds Towers School of Dance.
Oh, and what do you know? Another birthday cake on their van going by. Now, this is where the costumes come out. These are the costumes we saw earlier before the parade started, coming past where we were setting up. The costumes are just phenomenal for the Carib Fest entry and float in this year's parade. The Carib Fest has its own parade in Windsor during the summer, but they're giving us just a sample today of some of the most magnificent costumes that they have in their parade.
This is the entry from the Caribbean Cultural Organization. They're the ones that run the Carib Fest every year.
As you can see, the costumes are very intricate and take a great deal of time and energy to make these costumes. And the Carefest just came to Windsor a couple of years ago for the first time as a kind of an offshoot from the huge Caravana Festival in Toronto. And Windsor's lucky it's building every year, getting bigger and bigger, and it's a wonderful festival of music and dancing.
And all these folks are volunteers, and they get together and they make these costumes by themselves. They all get together and it's called a mass band. And you have maybe about 30 or 40 people in your mass band, and they all get together to create a theme.
The glitter and the excitement is just wonderful. You can't help but have fun when you have these kind of costumes with you.
Well, I think this guy over here is getting a little bit, the wind is getting to his big wings here.
Battling the breeze today would be a little tough with wings like that.
So he's getting ready to go hang gliding. I'm really glad to see these guys in the parade today.
And the reggae music's infectious. You can see the people along the street starting to kind of bob and tap their feet.
And it's the perfect weather for it, too.
It sure is.
Okay, now we see Tommy Grant, who was born right here in Windsor, Ontario, and attended the Patterson Collegiate, which used to be a couple of blocks away from where we are right now. He's a three-time All-Cities basketball and football and three-time Owasso track champ. He played Windsor AKO junior football when AKO won the Canadian Junior Championship. He was drafted by the Hamilton Tiger Cats in the CFL and played in a record in a nine Grey Cup games in his 14 years in professional football. A record at 9 Grey Cup games. Can you imagine that, going to the Grey Cup 9 times? Tommy won the Gruen Award as CFL Rookie of the Year in 1956. And the Shenley Award in 1964 as the Outstanding Canadian Player. In his career, he caught 329 passes for 6,542 yards. It's a 19.9 average.
I'm glad to see some CFL representation. I'm a big CFL fan myself, and not afraid to admit it.
And not only that, he played as an outfielder in the Detroit Tigers organization before his football career. This man is an outstanding athlete.
This is an athlete.
Right now, Tommy and his wife Ida reside in Burlington, Ontario.
Coming up, we have the Giovanni Caboto Club. This year, the Caboto Club's float consists of a bottle of champagne held up by 3 people in bas relief, pouring the contents in a champagne glass that represents the celebration for the 100th birthday of the city of Windsor. Also on the float, a red rose, which represents the motto, the City of Roses.
Here we see the flag bearers who are bearing the Canadian, Italian, Ontario, the City of Windsor flag, and the American flag. Caboto Club, always a great place to go attend an event or to
That's right.
Great food on Fridays, lunchtime.
They have a long-standing fixture in the city.
Look at that! Look at that great big bottle.
Downtown Windsor on Tecumseh Road.
It looks like it's pouring too. Isn't that neat?
And the champagne appears to be flowing continuously out of that champagne bottle. That's a big champagne bottle.
What a gorgeous float.
And of course, a good year for champagne, 1892.
I wonder if that's real champagne.
Oh, I don't know, I see bubbles.
Now from our Italian community, we move to our German community, the Teutonia Tanz and Trachten Group. Did I say that right, maybe? The Trachten Group. Here we have marching are the Teutonia, which is a Donau Schauben dance and ethnic dress group. They're pleased to inform you that they have a recently formed group in existence for 2 years now. The outfits today was a Sunday tracht and worn in the town of Klein Jescha. Okay, you read the rest of this now.
There are presently 12 performing couples, and new members are always welcome.
There you go.
I'll take the easy part.
Very colorful costumes here as well.
The Schloss Garden Band comes from Mannheim, Germany. This is the farthest band ever to participate in the Windsor International Parade Festival Parade. Let's make them cool at home, folks.
And Nelson Demolition sponsors the
All the
following.
way from Germany.
Oh, very nice. Okay. Yes, the Delson Demolition, Clearing the Way for Our Future. They sponsor this band all the way from Mannheim, Germany. We're here to celebrate our 100th year as a city by sending a youth band called the Mannheimer Schlossgarten. I got that one right.
Yeah.
Guess that's where you take your champagne to the Schlossgarten. Get sloshed. Each member of this band has paid their own way to come all the way from Germany to Windsor, as well as their lodging and food. On July 4th, this band will also participate in Wyandotte, Michigan, at their annual 4th of July parade, and the following week, this band will be in Hamilton at various functions in that city as well. And I'm going to China in August with the band that I'm in. I'm in the Windsor Community Concert Band. We're going to China. And, so we've been fundraising as well. So we're going to know what it's like to travel to a far off, distant land to
That'd be a tremendous trip.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to it. We're going to go visit Changchun, China, which is going to be Windsor's twin city in China. So just at the end of this month, we'll be off.
So you must be looking forward to that.
Want me to bring you back any trinkets?
Chinese lanterns.
Okay.
Zeno Kirks is coming up, who attended Prince Edward Public School and Patterson Collegiate and the University of Michigan. Today, at the age of 57, Zeno resides in Burlington. He's happily married with 5 children and, proud to say, 2 grandchildren. Zeno played for the Hamilton Tiger Cats for 11 years and also played in 8 Grey Cup games. He was the CFL All-Star 4 times and was awarded the Shenley Award in 1965. Another CFL
just
All-Star.
A veritable parade of celebrity sports heroes in our parade today.
Sure is. Tremendous to see them. I think it's really great too for the kids along the parade route to see that so many sports people came from our area.
Now here's what it's all about today, folks. Canada Day, and here's our Canadian flag. This is the Windsor JC's entry of the Canadian flag. Now the flag that they originally had in every parade in Windsor in the last 27 years is rotting away. There's big holes in it now, and they're trying to raise money for a new flag. So this flag has been donated by the Husky Road Stop so that we can have a Canada Day flag. Now this one is not quite as big as the one that the JCs have usually had in the parade. Their flag measures 60 by 30, and it was the largest in Canada when it was first assembled, but since then it's lost the title to the flag that was used at Expo in Vancouver, which measures 72 by 36. But now the JCs are asking the public for donations again to buy a new flag so that they can once again hold the title as having Canada's largest flag. And you can send the donations to P.O. Box 653, Windsor, Ontario, N9A 6N4.
Maybe they're kind of glad they don't have their original flag today, because it's a big flag, and the breeze today might have been made it a lot harder to hold on to.
That's right. Jerry Corrick is up next. He was born and raised here in Windsor and attended Kennedy Collegiate High School and didn't start to play football until his last year at Kennedy. From there he joined the AKO football team as a kicker and won top junior Canadian 3 out of the 4 years he played junior ball. The interest he received from the Canadian Football League allowed him to turn pro rather than going to play college. On 1987, the Edmonton Eskimos signed him on as their place kicker and punter when he went on to win the MVP.
Now we have the Top Hat Supper Club. Their float representing a full setting of the Supper Club business, demonstrating the service of food and beverage in their dining room with live musical entertainment. And if I'm not mistaken,
Intrigue.
Does that look like Eugene Whalen on board that
It
boat?
is. The man in the green hat with Elvis.
And Elvis. Eugene Whalen and Elvis on the same float. Who would have ever thought it?
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. Also, the singing group Intrigue is up there.
It's good to see Gene out. Oh, we haven't seen him around. He's been, of course, keeping busy doing all kinds of work with agricultural groups. And Actually, Eugene just made the news this week, made a little comment about Canada's Constitution, and maybe we're going to be seeing a little more of Eugene Whalen in the future.
Singing a tune, Masquerade, from we have another celebrity sports hero coming up next. Jerry Phillip, he was born here in Windsor, Ontario, and he attended Detroit Northern High School. Awarded a football scholarship at Florida State University, where he played football and baseball. Football, defensive back, and baseball, first baseman. He played in 1957 the NCAA baseball finals. He was drafted by the Toronto Argonauts, the Canadian Football League, in 1958, and spent 7 years in the CFL with Toronto and Montreal as an offensive end and defensive back. After professional football career, Jerry has a 28-year high school coaching career with Toronto and Windsor. Assumption, 17 years, and Holy Names, 5 years, where he is presently there. Jerry and his wife Joanne reside in Colchester, and they have 3 children and 5 grandchildren.
We've got a really colorful float now coming up in front of us from the War Amps of Canada. And of course, we see Astar, the gold robot from Planet Danger, is back this year on a colorful new War Amps float for 1992. The War Amps hopes that the float will bring the play safe message home to all the children. We'll see it this year as it travels along the parade routes. Astar is seen often in commercials produced by the War Amps to remind children that there are dangers out there and to remember to play safe. The War Amps, of course, raises funds through its key tag and its address labels programs, as well as taking donations to help kids and adults get prosthesis, to get limbs, and to help them with recovery of losing limbs.
And on the float, we see some.
No doubt about it, the War Amps have it is a colorful float. Beautiful float this year.
Yeah, the parade's just moving kind of slowly down Olet Avenue right now. Get it going shortly. Here's some of the fine people that have come out to join us today.
And the familiar sound of all parades, you can always hear the backgrounds, drums.
Yes, that's right.
It's a great thing about a parade. You can always hear them coming down.
A lot of excited kids here today. Here's some of the kids who are on the War Amps float. Some of the people, the kids that the War Amps help.
Ridge Raiders Drum and Bugle Corps is founded in 1980 by the Hamilton Central Lions Club. The Ridge Raiders Drum
and Astar.
Activity committed to setting new standards of excellence. In 1992, the Corps will proudly represent the cities of Stony Creek and Hamilton at the Drum Corps International World Competition in Wisconsin. Let's get ahead to the Ridge Raiders Drum and Bugle Corps.
Domino's Pizza sponsoring Domino's, wishing Windsor a happy 100th and sponsoring the Ridge Raiders Drum and Bugle Corps from Hamilton. They were founded in 1980 by the Hamilton Central Lions Club. The Ridge Raiders Drum and Bugle Corps is a youth activity committed to setting new standards of excellence. This year, the Corps will proudly represent the cities of Stony Creek and Hamilton at the Drum Corps International World Competition in Wisconsin. And this year, they're proud to present, for your enjoyment, the velvet sounds of Nat King Cole, a tribute to a man who has touched the hearts of many through his love songs and jazz graves.
Under the direction of Russ Hunter. Let's hear it for the Ridge.
Now we'll take a listen.
Ridge Raiders Drum and Bugle Corps.
Very classy looking band. Music was written and arranged by Jason Logue and Bob Lardy. The chorus under the direction of Ross Hunter. The drum major is Leanne Fortman.
We have React represented here in front of us. React, of course, getting the parade started, getting all the floats in order, and a difficult task.
REACT stands for Radio Emergency Associated Communications Team.
Folks, please stay to the side. There's still more to come.
And now we're going down to street level with Veronica Mancini. Veronica, take it over.
Hey, we're here with the SIBO family. Tell me how you're enjoying the parade.
Windsor React and Marshall.
They're both enjoying it, really. How do you like the parade? What's the best part that you like about it?
The boat.
The boat. And how about you?
The boat too.
Yeah. Are you enjoying yourself? What's coming up next?
Tugboat.
Is that your favorite? That's what she's been waiting for. Oh, okay.
Going home later so they can have their naps so we can for the fireworks tonight, eh? Okay.
Okay, well, enjoy yourself. That's it from the parade route. Back to you.
And you're watching the 34th edition of the International Freedom Festival Canada Day Parade here live from downtown Windsor. At least we're live on July 1st. We will be rebroadcasting this parade for those of you who want to see it again, and for those of you who were in the parade and of course didn't see it, we'll be rebroadcasting this parade Friday, July 3rd at 8 p.m. and Wednesday, July 8th at 7 p.m. Right now, I guess you're seeing some City of Windsor, what would you call these, sanitation devices, possibly? Some Centennial sanitation devices?
But they're nice and clean.
Yes.
They
We're-
cleaned up for the parade route.
Environmental control vehicles.
That's a very good title for them.
Recycling container vehicles as they pass by. You know, coming up down the street down there, we just got a bit of a break in the parade, but the Scarlet Brigade is down within eye shot anyway, if you got binoculars. And they'll
So
be
as
coming
part
up
of the
shortly.
parade route, we have the ice cream vendors and the balloon vendors, and let's see, I think a T-shirt vendor down here.
And oh, that guy's back. Oh, there's a guy with a big Canadian flag. Okay, now we're going to talk to Veronica Mancini. She's got another folk to talk to here on the street. Veronica, take it over.
Okay, now I'm here with my friend Jamie. And Jamie, tell me a little bit about your button here.
It's all about when Canada's birthday. It says, "Happy birthday, Canada."
And did you make that all by yourself?
No, this girl beside me did it.
And how about you? Are you enjoying the parade?
Are you enjoying the parade? Yes.
Coming down
And
the
what's
road,
your
folks,
name?
is the Scarlet
Joanne.
Brigade.
And are you enjoying it?
Marching and
Yes.
concert band.
What do you like best about the
Celebrating
parade?
its 15th exciting year with a new music
The
center,
music
a
and
new staff,
the
and a full
acting
program.
that they're doing.
The band spent
Now,
last
you did
Christmas
the
and
button
New Year's
designs.
in
What
Toronto.
inspired
We'll
you
be
to do
appearing
so?
this year at Wonderland in Toronto,
Nothing, just visit them.
Marifloor in Columbus, Ohio,
great spirit.
and Oktoberfest
Thank
in
you.
Kitchener.
That's it. Back to you,
In
Dale and
addition to
Patty.
many local appearances,
Okay, thanks, Veronica. Now we can see the Scarlet Brigade Marching Band. The Scarlet Brigade Windsor Youth Marching and Concert Band is celebrating its 15th exciting year with a new music center, a new staff, and a full program. The band spent last Christmas and New Year's in Florida and will be appearing this year at Wonderland in Toronto. That's Canada's Wonderland, I assume. Marifloor in Columbus, Ohio, that's another place they're going, and the Oktoberfest in Kitchener.
Windsor Scarlet Brigade
In addition to
Band.
its many local appearances, the music center is now located in the east end of the city on Wyandotte Street, just east of Lausanne. new music director is Mr. Bill Thompson of the Riverside High School Music Department, and the instructor is Colleen Murphy. The drum major is Miss
this is
Nikki
your own.
Fraternal. Let's listen. Fraternal and the band will be marching to that, where they've been, what you just heard was the Old Black Magic and Scirocco. The drum instructor is Dan McPherson, and Mr. Jeff Warren. Scarlet Brigade provides free music lessons on all instruments for beginners and new members.
Well, we got a limo
And
here. Talk of the Town limousine.
You know what this is?
And looks like there's maybe some Freedom Festival parade marshals in these limos coming down the street.
We're nearing the end of the parade now. So we're at the second last entry.
They're hiding behind their tinted windows.
Let's give them a good round of applause. It's a great job. Well done.
Yes, these are the folks that brought you today's parade.
And was responsible for most of everything you saw
These
today.
people bring up the rear because they've been the ones making sure everyone's getting down the street on time, and that all the bands have all their members and none of the little toddlers go running away from the dance groups. Great job. And Lucente, the parade chairperson.
Of course, at the back of the parade, bringing up the rear, is the International Freedom Festival mascot, Tuffy the Tugboat. There he is.
International Freedom Festival mascot.
Well, this has been just a great parade.
It really has, Dale. Really beautiful. It's great to see so many people out all the way down the parade route. And it's great to see so many people waving Canadian flags, wearing red and white, and really celebrating Canada's birthday. I guess the spirit's still there in Canada.
Of course, we saw a lot of sports celebrities that originally were from Windsor, or the Essex County area, who made it big.
That's right.
Some professional sports.
Some great bands today, and the floats were exceptionally beautiful, I think. Some incredible floats today. And the inflatables and the colors and everything else and the costumes were fabulous.
Okay, if you want to see this parade again, if you have family members that were in the parade or that didn't catch the parade, well, this parade will be rebroadcast on Friday, July 3rd at 8 p.m. and on Wednesday, July 8th at 7 p.m. And also stay tuned right here on Trillium Cable 11 for more Canada Day festivities. And also, if you're downtown, you can take part in all the other great Centennial festivities down here. I'm Dale Molnar, along with Patty Handysides. Patty, it's been a great time.
It's been a great time, Dale. We'll do it again.
That's right.
See you for Canada's 126th.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.